Hey, hi, hello there and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we are talking all about the Brazilian Grand Prix, or should I say the São Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil. It was crazy, it was manic, it was surprising, it was up and down and everywhere. Walls were being hit, wheels were falling off, and everything that could happen happened. So let's get into this, shall we? So let's start off with FP1, the only practice session that we had, and in 20th position we had Yuki Tsunoda, who unfortunately did not get a lot of running in. He did 20 laps as he did skid off the track and eventually ended up having to pit in order to fix any issues that he had. I believe he had a broken front wing, and then his pace just wasn't up for it, unfortunately. And then in 19th we have Hamilton with 28 laps. And then in 18th we have Leclerc with 30 laps. Ferrari were nowhere in the practice session. And then in 17th we had Verstappen with 31 laps. And then in 16th we have Colapinto with 30 laps. In 15th we have Stroll with 31 laps. And in 14th we have Behrman with 32 laps. In 13th we have Ocon with 29 laps. In 12th we have Albon with 35 laps. In 11th we have Lawson with 36 laps. In 10th we have Antonelli with 37 laps. In 9th we have Hadjar with 31 laps. In 8th we have Sainz with 36 laps. In 7th we have Gasly with 33 laps. In 6th we have Russell with 35 laps. In 5th we have Bortoleto with 32 laps. In 4th we have Alonso with 26 laps. And in 3rd we have Hülkenberg with 32 laps. In 2nd we have Piastri with 33 laps. And in 1st we have Norris with 31 laps. Okay, let's talk about the sprint qualifying. In 20th we had Sainz, who had to start from the pit lane. As a result of poor qualifying, he dropped 12 places. In 19th we have Ocon, who dropped 6 places, but he did start in 18th for the actual proper sprint race, because in 18th we have Yuki Tsunoda, who also had to start from the pit lane in the actual race, and he gained 2 positions. And then in 17th we have Lawson, who dropped 6 positions. In 16th we have Colapinto, who stayed where he was. In 15th we have Behrman, who dropped 1 position. In 14th we have Bortoleto, who dropped 9 positions. In 13th we have Gasly, who dropped 6 positions. In 12th we have Albon, who stayed where he was. In 11th we have Hamilton, who gained 8 positions. In 10th we have Hülkenberg, who dropped 7 positions. In 9th we have Hadjar, who stayed where he was. In 8th we have Leclerc, who gained 10 positions. In 7th we have Stroll, who gained 8 positions. In 6th we have Verstappen, who gained 11 positions. In 5th we have Alonso, who dropped 1 position. In 4th we have Russell, who gained 2 positions. In 3rd we have Piastri, who dropped to 1 position. In 2nd we have Antonelli, who gained 8 positions. And in 1st we have Norris, who stayed where he was. And on to the very dramatic sprint, which saw in 20th position Colapinto, who had a DNF at the same time as Oscar Piastri, who technically finished in 19th. And surprisingly, Hülkenberg also managed to have a crash at the same time as those two into the same corner. They all 3 of them went onto a wet curb and lost control of their cars, but Hülkenberg was able to continue, but the race was ruined for Colapinto and Piastri. But Piastri dropped from where he was in 3rd in the qualifying down to 19th, and Colapinto dropped from 16th down to 20th. And then in 18th we have Bortoleto, who DNF'd right at the final lap of the sprint, so that was not good for him. And he also started from he didn't start from the pit lane, but it did cost him the ability to run in the qualifying session for the actual race. And then Albon in 17th, who dropped 5 places. In 16th we had Hülkenberg, who dropped 6 places as a result of that crash. And then in 15th we have Sainz, who gained 5 positions. In 14th we have Tsunoda, who gained 4 positions. In 13th we have Lawson, who gained 4 positions. In 12th we have Behrman, who gained 3 positions. In 11th we have Ocon, who gained 8 positions to where he would have qualified, but 7 positions due to the actual place where he started as a result of the 2 pit lane starts that that were there. And then in 10th we have Hadjar, who dropped 1 position. In 9th we have Stroll, who dropped 2 positions. In 8th we have Gasly, who gained 5 positions. In 7th we have Hamilton, who gained 4 positions. In 6th we have Alonso, who dropped 1 position. In 5th we have Leclerc, who gained 3 positions. In 4th we have Verstappen, who gained 2 positions. In 3rd we have Russell, who gained 1 position. In 2nd we have Antonelli, who stayed where he was. And in 1st we have Norris, who stayed where he was. And now the qualifying session for the race. As I said, in 20th it was Bortoleto, who did not start the qualifying session. He dropped 2 places from where he was as a result of him not being able to take part, because during the qualifying session they were still fixing his car from the dramatic crash that he had. Honestly, the Halo is an amazing device that protected so many people from the inevitable, and so we would not have the same drivers if it wasn't for the Halo, so we have to be grateful for that one. And then in 19th we have Tsunoda, who dropped 5 places. In 18th we have Colapinto, who gained 2 positions. And then in 17th we have Ocon, who had to start the full race from the pit lane and dropped 6 positions from where he ended up in the sprint. And in 16th we have Verstappen, who had to also start from the pit lane in the actual race itself. He dropped 12 positions. In 15th we have Sainz, who stayed where he was. In 14th we have Stroll, who dropped 5 positions. In 13th we have Hamilton, who dropped 6 positions. In 12th we have Albon, who gained 5 positions. In 11th we have Alonso, who dropped 5 positions. In 10th we have Hülkenberg, who's gained 6 positions. In 9th we have Gasly, who dropped 1 position. In 8th we have Behrman, who gained 4 positions. In 7th we have Lawson, who gained 6 positions. In 6th we have Russell, who dropped 3 positions. In 5th we have Hadjar, who gained 5 positions. In 4th we have Piastri, who gained 15 positions. In 3rd we had Leclerc, who gained 2 positions. In 2nd we have Antonelli, who stayed where he was. And in 1st we have Norris, who stayed where he was. But I have to add that Behrman did, for a lot of the qualifying session, look like he could have taken pole. I don't know what they put in that Haas, but he was like a rocket ship during qualifying, and he actually did a similar thing in the actual race itself. So now let's talk about the race, shall we? So unfortunately the race itself and the entire weekend was just not favourable for the 2 Brazilian citizens that we have in the race, and that's Bortoleto for one, because he crashed in the 2nd lap of the race. This was a 71 lap race, so he stayed where he qualified, which he did not qualify, so he started and finished in 20th. And then in 19th we have Leclerc, who was crashed into by Antonelli when they went 3 wide after the safety car following the clear up from Bortoleto's crash. So it was Leclerc on the outside, Antonelli in the middle, and Piastri on the inside. Antonelli did see where Piastri was, but it sort of acted like he wasn't there, and as a result ended up being hit by both cars. He went wide as a result, and then Leclerc just crashed and could not continue, lost his wheel, but Piastri got the penalty for Antonelli's negligence. And then in 18th we have Hamilton, who also had a DNF. He dropped 5 places, whereas Leclerc dropped 15 places. He DNF'd because in the first lap there was a crash between him and Carlos Sainz. This was a lap 1 incident that did not result in any penalties for Sainz himself, but he did have his floor affected and his front wing was broken. He contributed to a few laps before retiring around lap 20 or something like that, because he just could not continue. He was dead last, and there was just it was just painful to watch, if anything. And then in 17th we have Tsunoda, who had a 20-second penalty. First he had a 10-second penalty for spinning Stroll around, and then he had another 10-second penalty for failing to complete his first penalty properly in the pit lane. So he had 20 seconds and was the last of the finishers for those who did not DNF. He stayed where he was as a result of the pit lane starts, but gained 2 positions to where he qualified. And then in 16th we have Stroll, who dropped 2 positions. In 15th we have Colapinto, who gained 3 positions to where he qualified, but 1 position to where he actually started in the race. And then Alonso finished in 14th. He dropped 3 places. In 13th we have Sainz, who gained 2 places. In 12th we have Ocon, who gained 5 positions to where he qualified, but 8 positions overall due to him starting from the pit lane. And then in 11th we have Albon, who gained 1 position. In 10th we have Gasly, who dropped 1 position. In 9th we have Hulkenberg, who gained 1 position. In 8th we have Hadjar, who dropped 3 positions. In 7th we have Lawson, who stayed where he was. In 6th we have Behrman, who gained 2 positions. In 5th we have Piastri, who got the 10-second penalty due to going 3 wide with Antonelli and Leclerc not being able to finish his race and DNFing, which a lot of people are criticising the stewards for, including me. He dropped 1 position. And then in 4th we have Russell, who gained 2 positions. In 3rd we have Verstappen, who gained 16 positions to where he started due to his pit lane start, but 13 to where he qualified. In 2nd we have Antonelli, who stayed where he was, and in 1st we have Norris, who stayed where he was. Norris topped all the sessions that we had this weekend. It was a fantastic weekend for him, and so it was as well for Antonelli and for Behrman. And Verstappen had a bit of an up and down weekend from the start, but he did receive driver of the day. And now let's get on to the side stuff. So the driver of the day, as I mentioned, was Verstappen, but in the drivers' championship, let's have a look at who's on the top. Well, it's actually Norris with 390 points, with Piastri behind 24 points with 366 points. Then Verstappen with 341, he's 25 points behind Piastri. Then Russell in 4th with 276, he's 65 points behind Verstappen. He is out of contention now. And then in 5th we have Leclerc with 214 points, he's 62 points behind Russell. And then in 6th we have Hamilton, who's on 148 points, he's 66 points behind Leclerc. In 7th we have Antonelli with 122 points, he's 26 points behind Hamilton. And then in 8th we have Albon, who's on 73 points, he's 49 points behind Antonelli. In 9th we have Hulkenberg with 43 points, he's 30 points behind Albon. In 10th we have Hadjar, who's on 43, he is at the same place with Hulkenberg. And then in 11th we have Behrman with 40 points, he's 3 points behind Hadjar. In 12th we have Alonso with 40 points, he's on the same points as Behrman. And then in 13th we have Sainz with 38 points, he's 2 points behind Alonso. In 14th we have Lawson with 36 points, he's 2 points behind Sainz. In 15th we have Stroll, on 32 points, he's 4 points behind Lawson. In 16th we have Ocon with 30 points, he's 2 points behind Stroll. In 17th we have Tsunoda with 28 points, he's 2 points behind Ocon. In 18th we have Gasly with 22 points, he's 6 points behind Tsunoda. In 19th we have Bortoleto with 19 points, he's 3 points behind Gasly. In 20th we have Colapinto still on 0, so he's 19 points behind Bortoleto. And Doohan, as we know, hasn't taken part in a race since Miami, and he is also on 0 points. And then on to the teams then. Well, as we know, for a very long time, McLaren has never left the first position, so they are still in first position. They have already been crowned champions, and they are on 756 points as it stands. And then in second it's Mercedes with 398 points. They are 358 points behind McLaren. And then in third we have Red Bull Racing, who are on 366 points. They are 32 points behind Mercedes. In fourth we have Ferrari with 362 points. They are 4 points behind Red Bull Racing. In fifth we have Williams with 111 points. They are 251 points behind Ferrari. In sixth we have Racing Bulls, who are on 82 points. They are 29 points behind Williams. In seventh we have Aston Martin, who are on 72 points. They are 10 points behind Racing Bulls. In eighth we have Haas, who are on 70 points. They are 2 points behind Aston Martin. In ninth we have Kick Sauber, who are on 62 points. They are 8 points behind Haas. And then Alpine has finally gained some points, both of which were from Gasly, so they are on 22 points. They are 40 points behind Kick Sauber. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur and the Race Rundown series. No race rundown next week, as there is no race, but the week after we are in Las Vegas, so that will be cold temperatures, and we will see how everything pans out there. It's not a track that favours McLaren, but it does favour Mercedes from the past, and it does also favour Verstappen. But we'll see how that all goes down. Maybe it will be a turning point for McLaren. We'll see. And well, that's all to come in 2 weeks' time. But be ready for another episode on Saturday, where we'll be talking about another exciting topic about Formula racing. And don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Network, and don't forget to check out BeTheChangeMediaNetwork.com. FormulaAmateur.com is coming, as I've been saying for weeks now. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I'll see you on Saturday. Goodbye.